All right, everyone. Hi, my name is Katherin, the CEO of catscastings.com. This is Jasmine.
Yes, what's up, y'all? I'm Jazzo, or Jasmine, as you might call me on my business cards and on my professional Facebook. I'm one of the managers at Cats Castings, and I help with management and social media management and branding and all that stuff. So we'll be getting into a lot of things together today, right?
Right. So today we're going to be focusing on how to build your modeling career on Instagram. Do keep in mind, I will be jumping from screen to screen because we got a couple of devices going on here. Hi, everyone. So don't mind me if I'm not directly looking in your camera's vicinity because I'm going to be bouncing all around. Just keep in mind that if you guys have any questions, make sure to place them down below. We will check the platforms just so we can answer your questions. And just in case you're watching this live and it's already pre-recorded, and just make sure you send us an email. We'll definitely get back to you guys and be on top of that.
And don't hesitate to email, leave a comment below, hit us up in our inboxes. You know, you will see the information to both of our Facebook pages, Instagram. You can ask any one of us any questions. Don't hesitate. All right?
Yeah. So before we get started, as you know, we have to pay the bills, and the best way to pay the bills is make sure that we got our sponsors right in hand.
The house.
So definitely, if you have hair, check out J Money's Body Butter line. They have a mango and shea butter formula that is like no other, a smooth organic butter that no one ever thought to use, with rich essential oils combining to make a mango butter line made for kings and queens. This light yet airy butter is effective on everyone's hair, skin, and nails. Their shea butter is made with nuts and have a smooth finish. Run over to G Money Texture Professionals on Facebook or send a quick email to hudsonjalil@gmail.com. J Money, hands you trust, products are a must. So I'm definitely going to have his information posted down below. I'm going to definitely put a comment up for you guys so you can make sure that you guys check him out. Make sure you get his shea butters. That's going to be happening. So yeah. So let's jump into this whole thing.
Okay. Sounds good.
You know that Instagram has been like a big platform moving forward, especially during these times as we're locked down and we're in quarantine.
Yeah, Instagram is one of the big ones, along with podcasting and YouTube. But Instagram absolutely has taken off running.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely has. It's really a big thing. And, you know, we're going to be focusing on, you know, how to build your career, how you can make money, how you can take yourself to the next level.
On Instagram.
Right.
Because people wouldn't think that you could make money on Instagram, and it's not just about followers.
Yeah.
Not just about followers.
There's like so much that is into play, and you know, you can definitely make a big platform or even a big point in the industry by doing that. You can also get yourself signed to an agency if that's what you're looking for, or if you want to just get noticed or you know, make a cash flow or make a name for yourself. This is definitely the platform that you can definitely do by you know, moving forward. So the first thing that I did want to address on Instagram, you know, a lot of people have made fun of the whole situation of you being an Instagram model, and Instagram models are not a big situation. But it is. It actually is. And I think the people who normally say that are people who are just worried for their jobs in the industry and don't realize how much the industry is changing in itself in a whole. We're learning how to be more digital. We're learning how to do things quicker in a faster way instead of using paper all the time.
Right. But isn't it inevitable in an age where barely anybody uses paper, everything is digital, business cards, websites, everything is happening. You know, we got to take take that leap of faith and jump into the next generation. You know what I mean? I think it's important there's no choice now that the industry is going to move forward. Yeah. But let's make it happen. Let's be the influencers. Let's be the innovators. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So, you know, we have to work towards that. It is fairly easy to do a transition. So it's just a matter of keeping your mind open to the opportunities that you can achieve on Instagram. So the first suggestion I always give, and you've probably heard this a million, bazillion, quadrillion, gazillion times, and that is, please make your Instagrams public. You have to make it public. You cannot be a public figure without having a public Instagram. But this also goes back to the whole saying of, you know, you have to be very critical on what you post on your modeling Instagram page, because a lot of times they do overlap with what you're doing. But you do have to try to keep in mind that if you're going to try to pursue a career in modeling, having your Instagram page public and having things that can be promoted on your Instagram page is very, very important.
Yes.
Like, you have to be on top of that. Like, it's a big, big must. Another suggestion I have is to put your heights and the type of modeling that you do on your Instagram bio. Just because it makes it easier for agents to be like, oh, okay, this person is about their business. They want to do print modeling and they're 5'8". All right, cool. I already know. I don't have to search through everything, contact your agent or contact whoever and figure out what's your height, your weight, your size, all of that stuff.
Well, isn't that the beauty of Instagram, that your short little bio, right? Mm-hmm. It could be more or less, you know, I wouldn't put too much, but when people search for keywords or hashtags in the search engine, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say they're looking for a print model, you're going to pop up with hundreds or thousands or even millions of other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to have some of those keywords, right? Or key things, your height, your weight. Because what if they punch those things into the search results of Instagram, into the search? Right. You know what I mean? You're going to pop up. And if you match the criteria right away, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to hit on you. You know, you're going to be a big hit. Remember, everything you put into your bio, right, is a search. It's a keyword search. To the program, it's not a sentence. It's only a sentence to us. You know, in the program itself of Instagram, they're just words. They don't even know you put them together to make a sentence. So when a person searches for something in particular, it's going by the words that it sees in your profile. The things you put: height, weight, you know, size, you know, those things that are important to you that people are looking for is a part of the keyword search. Right. You know?
Yeah. It's important because it makes it easier and it picks up through the algorithm, which is another point that we definitely want to touch on, which is hashtags. So when you are posting a picture, it's very important to have clear photos, like when you're doing your at-home photo shoots. It's generally a photo shoot that you can do with your phone. You don't have to do anything too big or high production. There are ways to set timers on your phone, so you can take the pictures and highlight yourself in your aspects that you normally do. And you can use that by, you know, using the garments that you already have at home. So it's just a matter of putting them together, putting together a you know, a shoot to show and broadcast yourself without having to overproduce anything. Right. Yes, it is true that we are starting to open back up. In New York City, we are in phase 1 of opening everything back up, but our studios are not open yet. But, you know, photographers are ready to do outside shoots. So, you know, shoot at your own risk. But right. Just to keep things safe right now, at-home shoots are always recommended. But Jasmine's pretty much going to touch on like hashtags and how to put together the hashtags and what's needed to be done when you're posting your pictures on Instagram.
Right. So just to follow up on, you know, when Katherin was talking about, you know, make sure you put your height, your weight, your size, you know, hashtags. Now, words are words, and the program looks at those things as just words. So when you put a hashtag, use Google Trends, use Instagram. Find out what the trending hashtags in your niche is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a print model, that's your niche, right? Modeling is your niche, but print modeling is your niche. What you want to do is see what the trending hashtags in that niche are.
Mm-hmm.
And those few trending hashtags, those are the ones that you're going to want to use in your bio or on particular images. And, you know, trending hashtags change by the minute. So I can't tell you that a particular hashtag is going to last forever.
Right.
You know, it might not. It might change the next day. But as long as you're keeping up with the trends, you're going to know what are the top keywords in your particular niche. And that will help you with branding, because let's say you create a hashtag, right?
Mm-hmm.
I created a hashtag for my channel. And when I share my images, I use this particular hashtag, and I encourage people to use it. And or when they see the use of it so many times, they're like, oh, well, I'm going to use it because they relate it to what they're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And make sure you're using things that relate to your image, hashtags that relate to your image, to your branding, you know, and you have to share it consistently. You know, a big thing with hashtagging is your story.
Mm-hmm.
You use one of the top trending hashtags in your niche, in your story, and you can end up on the top trending for the day.
Right.
Just from one story share. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, I'm not going to tell you you have to share 1 million times a day, but I am going to tell you that it's important when and where you share, because there are particular times a day when people are actually watching, when they're actually listening, when they're looking through their timelines, or what they're particularly looking for, you know? So like I said, stay up on the trends, and you can put trendy hashtags on your bio or on your images. And I would say continue to mix it up. Mix it up. Hashtags in your bio, keep up with the trends on your niche. Mm-hmm. Hashtags as branding, you know what I'm saying? When you're sharing images, that is going to be a key thing when putting hashtags on your image. Do that research.
Right.
Don't just wait a month. You know what I'm saying? Wait a month, and then you're like, my pictures aren't getting any hits. Well, you use the hashtag that's like so yesterday, and literally it was so yesterday.
Right. They change. They actually consistently change. Like literally, like probably like 5 minutes from each other. The hashtags actually change. It is also important, and do not be afraid to do this, because models have done this to me, and I was actually very shocked before, but I actually kind of like it, is when you tag agents or agencies or production companies in your posts, like you use their hashtags or you use their tag to add them or whatever, it actually gets the interest of the person, because I've found models that I thought was great for another job by someone just adding me in their picture, like, please look at my stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look at your stuff, let me look. And it is effective. Do not hashtag whore them or at them like crazy. Like if you're gonna do 5 or 6 posts, do not at them 5 or 6 times. Just don't do that. But if there is a picture that you know what, I think that this agency would really like this type of style of picture, let me at them on this one, or let me use their hashtag to put in there so I can see if they'll sit there and they'll notice me. It does actually work, and I agree with it, and I think that is totally cool. I'm not against it. I think that it's important, but also, it's important for you to be you. You have to find out what your specific niche is, like Jasmine was saying, and you need to work with that. I know everybody wants to do runway because runway is the most glorified thing to do. It is fun. I'm not gonna lie. I've walked down New York City Fashion Week runway shows. I've enjoyed it. There was times where I was walking in a show and no other model got paid but me, and I had negotiated that before the show, but that's another story for another time.
Right.
But the thing that I actually got paid more off of was print work. And that should always be the ultimate goal, because I know runway is fun. You know, everybody wants to be fun. Everybody wants to know that. But print is actually the way to go. Print is where the money is. So working on how to take pictures, how to do your angles, knowing the lighting, knowing not the lighting, you know, like it's important for you to know those things, because, you know, when you're going into a shoot, say you only have like a few hours to do a shoot. What if you got 25 outfits you got to do for a website?
Right.
Because you just got signed to a campaign. You gotta do them angles quick. Right. Trust me, the photographer will be ready for it. If he knows that we only got 3-4 hours and there's about 25 outfits, baby girl, he gonna be on it. So he's going as fast as you going. But it's important for you to practice. Practice is so important, and Instagram gives you that opportunity to practice. This. You could practice doing your photo shoots at home and doing all of that.
What you share, and depending on what people like, you figure out what your niche, what you're really good at, and you're able to niche down really quickly, because you're like, wow, these, you know, they call it the 10-10-10 rule online. You know, share 10 of these, 10 of these, 10 of these, and then you try these 10 hashtags, these 10, and these 10, right? And then you swap it up and see which ones work, right?
Right.
You're gonna find out very quickly, you know, what you're good at, because the internet is going to tell you. They're going to show you by liking or not liking your images. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to figure out really quickly what you're good at, and have a good time with it. If you are not enjoying taking these pictures, people are not going to enjoy looking at them.
Right. This is my suggestion. Don't just do a photo shoot trend because you see everybody else doing it. If you feel comfortable doing it, then do it. But if you like a certain style of shooting, stick to that. Do shoots like that, but do, you know, change your clothes, change your makeup, do the stuff that you need to move forward. Also, work with local designers. Please. Oh my gosh. I yell at people all the time. When I was managing people back in 2015, 2016, I would yell at them all the time because they would not take certain gigs. Because they didn't want to work with local designers. They wanted bigger paychecks. They claimed that the paycheck wasn't big enough. But those opportunities with the local designers always end up with bigger opportunities.
Right. I wish I don't know if I should mention names, but we know several models who started with local designers, low-level gigs, most of them unpaid gigs. You know what I'm saying? They ended up walking in Paris Fashion Week.
Yes.
Flying down to Dubai. They did get those big gigs. They didn't just wait around or keep pushing themselves in the door to those big gigs. No. Those people saw them and found them in those small gigs. And even a lot of those designers that we worked with, they ended up blowing up. You know? So those are the keys to your success, you know?
And they don't forget you. The designers don't forget you when you worked with them when they didn't really have anything, especially if it was a very local designer who didn't use an agency. They were just using models off of Instagram. They remember you. And every time there's a big event, you get that call.
That's right.
I will never forget that. That's actually how I first worked for New York Fashion Week the first time. Was I did a shoot with a designer who came from Senegal, and he was just like, he was really surprised because I was excited to do the shoot. I was like, yes, let's do this. I don't care. Let me get up on it. Because, you know, everything, print is good. You know, it gets you out there. You get in magazines, all of that stuff. You get recognized. So I was just excited. A lot of the other models were not as happy to do the shoot. A year later, I get a call from him, and he's like, hey, listen, I'm going to be back in New York. I'm going to be doing New York Fashion Week. He was like, would you like to work for me? Would I like to work for you?
Definitely.
Of course I would. I'm not going to tell you no. You don't understand how mad some of these models were to see my little short self walking down a professional high fashion runway, being as tiny as I was. And that experience was so amazing. Yeah. I was so thankful. I was so excited. I had so much fun. I met so many people at that show. And it just proves that, you know, sometimes you have to just start small and then you'll be able to expand and everything will be good. But you got to stay focused on the goal. So you got to stay within your niche.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to decide just to do runway, fine, girl, do runway. But everything needs to be runway based. Everything needs to be runway based.
Have fun with it. If you're having fun with your niche, that means you're doing everything you want to do. You know, I was searching through Instagram last night, and I said, you know, let me look up some real top hashtags. And the number one was runway, right? But you know what I saw when it came to runway? Everybody was trying to get on these runways. But you know which pictures had the most likes? It was somebody who went down to the beach the other day. It had just opened up. They set up their phone to take a little short video of them walking a runway right there on the beach just before the sunset. I thought that that was the most amazing image that I could have seen at that period of time. Wearing one of their favorite dresses, their makeup done. You know, I thought that that was an amazing picture. That's just my perspective. But there's a lot of people out there who had fun with the idea that this woman just created her own runway on the beach.
Right.
You know what I mean? And be creative. That's just one example of creativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. Hey, I'm having a little stroll down memory lane. A friend of ours, Eric, he was taking some pictures in the city, right?
Yeah.
And then some short time after that, he took the opportunity to post some pictures of himself enjoying that scenery, striking a pose right there. Yeah. And he's an amazing print model.
Yeah.
And this guy has walked runways, tons of runways.
He's walked so many high fashion runway, local runways. He's done so much print work. He's been in magazines. He's very humble to his work. And he always goes back to his roots. He's gonna take a natural picture that he did by himself, and I think that that's amazing.
Having fun with the community, having fun in where he started, because where you start is sometimes where you finish.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's a big thing. We were talking to Natira recently, right?
Yes, I love Natira.
Love her, you know. And you know what? She's done small and great things. She has been to so many places, and she's one of the people who started with non-paid gigs at places that sometimes seem shady. Sometimes they were great. Low-level designers who kept calling her back until some of those designers were big designers or they became big designers. And she went with them everywhere. And you know what? Every year during Fashion Week, her phone doesn't stop ringing.
Yep.
She's on the runway and they're like, well, I'll wait for you. When can you get here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those opportunities came. But if you look at her Facebook or her Instagram, you'll see that she has fun with what she's doing. She takes the opportunity to take a small video in the train station. Hey, I think not last year, but the year before, she had a video of her in the train station. It was blazing hot that summer.
Yeah.
She just got off the runway and she's like, yeah, I'm on my way home and this is what happened. And boom, sweating buckets in the train. And she's like, so they want me to walk the catwalk over there, and I was halfway home. So I'm on my way back to jump on a runway, and she took the time to show us and to have a good time with what she was doing. Take those experiences. She wasn't even planning on walking the runway that year in New York. She went. I don't remember if she was in Dubai or something like that.
She travels a lot.
Travels a lot. So she had no idea. She was just getting phone calls. Just come, I'll fit everything for you. But she had a good time with it. If you look at her posts, she has a good time with what she's doing. She shows you what she's doing. Have fun with your career. Have fun with your niche. And she's a runway model, you know, but take advantage of being a print model. Set up your camera. Every phone nowadays
has a timer.
They're all expensive. I'm sure everybody's got a phone that's $1,000 or better. Everyone, I don't care if you got the Google Pixel XL Million, the iPhone 11 Pro, or even if you have the iPhone 6. It has a better camera than the iPhone 2G that came out like 12 to 15 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Take a picture, set it up. Put it up against your wall, you know what I mean? And have a good time with it.
And don't be afraid to post a picture.
Yes.
Every picture doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but just post it. Just post it. There's a lot of times I'm guilty of this too. There's a lot of times where I just don't post pictures because I'm a little, shaky about it. And then I'm like, you know what? People are either gonna like it or they're not gonna like it. Whatever. Let me just post it.
Absolutely.
You gotta post it. You got to post it. Just do it.
Let's say you wore your favorite polka dotted sweater, right? And a sponsor realized this. It might be let's say it's a Jazzo brand shirt, and I'm looking for Jazzo brand stuff. I'm the creator of it. I look for that stuff, and oh wow, this girl took a very nice picture in my shirt. That could become a sponsor or an affiliate eventually, because you're just having a good time, and you hashtagged or tagged the person who created it. Right. You know what I'm saying? That leads you into making money on Instagram with affiliate marketing, or sponsored marketing. Mm-hmm. They'll sponsor you because they enjoyed your picture and the links that you did. Yep. So that's a big key to making some money on Instagram: sponsor and affiliate marketing and branding. If they see that you looked good in their clothing, you were having a good time or using their glasses, they're going to say, hey, I'm going to send you some stuff. Take some images, sponsor your video. You know what I mean? Give you a paycheck for that. Or you can be an affiliate to selling their particular brand. Right. And when whoever buys from that, link in your bio, you get a piece of those chips. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
That's right. The only difference between the two, because a lot of people are like, oh, that's like an influencer. The difference between the two in a campaign and being like a brand ambassador or being affiliated is that you're literally cutting out all the middlemen.
Right.
That's the only difference. Yeah. Because usually what's happening is you're getting the direct product from the person or the designer or the company holder who's doing it. So that's all the difference is between the two. You're actually jumping through all of the other people that you had to get to originally get the clothing or the money or everything. It's just a direct
whatever it
situation.
is, I'll use this as an example.
Oh wait, somebody put a comment.
Let's see. Yes, that's real. That's right.
Yeah, it is true.
So I'll use this as an example. This is a fake GoPro camera, right? So I found it on Amazon one day, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I came with a whole set with a mount and everything. And I said, you know what? I want to try it out, right? So I bought the whole set, and I received the email from the person. They said, could you review our product? Send us a review. I said, all right. What I think a review is, you put some of the stars and put a comment, right? No, I did that, and it was an honest review. They said, could you do a video now? And let me tell you, that review was not a 5-star review. I gave this camera like a 3.5 stars, and not because it didn't take good video. Right. It was because of some of the equipment that came with it was a little cheap and whatever, but it was a great starter camera for somebody who was just beginning to do videos. Right. So I gave this camera 3.5 stars. I gave it some pros and cons because it does 4K. You can control it from your phone, right? Long story short, I gave this camera a mediocre review, and the company ended up sending me a package saying, here, we want to give you a selfie stick, we want to give you the mounts, the harnesses, and all that stuff that go with the camera because you did an honest review. And if you continue to do reviews for us, we will give you a sponsor or an affiliate link. Right. That was from a cheap company from a fake little GoPro. Right. And it could work. It can work with designers or boutique companies or, cosmetics. It's very important to make sure that you stay on brand and figure out, your niche so you can continue to do this, so you can build up those relationships with people. Don't be afraid to build them up and tag people or send a little inbox. It is a little easier when you have a manager. But if you don't have a manager, just put together a small little introduction and you'll be able to say something. I think somebody said something. Oh, let me.
Sorry, guys. We're checking out Instagram to see the comments.
You said, oh my, Sean8177. I thought the few emails I got were fake. People email me saying, I've seen your Instagram and believe you would be great for our companies.
So Sean, some of them you have to look them up. You have to Google them and make sure that they're appropriate companies, because some of those companies are fake. Some of them are good, and what they'll do is they'll give you a discount code and they'll send you actually some clothes and stuff. I think it was like 2 years ago, I actually got sponsored and became a brand ambassador for a website called Poppy Apparel. They sent me like a 20% off discount. They sent me clothes, sunglasses, a whole bunch of stuff. And all I had to do was take pictures, make videos, all this stuff. And they gave me a percentage of whoever used my 10% off code. And they would give me that money once anybody would use the products from there. So it is real. You just have to be very careful with who you're dealing with. Just do a quick Google search to see if the company is actually legitimate. If you do have a manager or an agent, just ask them to take a gander at it so they can look it up and see if the company is actually real. So you don't have those
even
mistakes.
For yourself. If you look them up, oh yeah, just because you Googled it doesn't mean it's real. You know, when did they become LLC or incorporated or whatever it is, what year it was. Find that out with if you're doing this yourself, managing yourself, find that out with Better Business Bureau and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Search their name in different social media platforms to see if they come up and how they are responding with the public. I think those are some good things. And just do your homework to make sure that it's a real thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think we got another comment. This is from Ellie Ray Brett. It's you'll see it. Commitment with brands is important, as well as the word of customer, as well with designers should be representative of the brand.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
you're talking about Eleanor. Eleanor, he is an amazing designer from Puerto Rico. I've had the opportunity of recording his runways, taking shoots of his beautiful garments. He is definitely one of the designers to work with, but he only deals with people who are professional. So please, if you do end up contacting him, please be very, very professional. He is a very nice man. He is great to work with, but it is true. Designers want to trust you. If they can trust you, they'll be able to work with you at any time, anywhere. Right. He does, I did say that, he does travel from Puerto Rico most of the time to New York. But he is an amazing designer that travels the world. And, just by meeting someone, even during New York Fashion Week, you can build a wonderful and amazing relationship with them. And they could actually link you with people that they've worked with. And it could be on and so forth. And it's just a matter of you learning how to organize, conduct yourself, be professional, and make sure that when you're working with somebody, you're building up good things, because your Instagram needs to be like very, very clean and professional so people can contact you. You have to make it very easy for them to click a button or look at what they need to so they can move forward and hire you for a gig.
Right.
The smoother it is, the more likely people will contact you and have you.
And I would definitely agree with you on that. You have to think about it. When you search the internet, right? Are you liking stuff or digging through things? If you want to buy something, if you have to click through 7 different addresses to contact or make a purchase, are you going to make that purchase? No. If it takes you 6 different clicks, or you have to do homework on this person to make sure that they're authentic, you're questioning the integrity of that person. There needs to be a slight level of transparency. You know what I'm saying? When you have your social media and the kind of professionalism that you are putting out there to other people, because that's what they're looking at. They're looking at integrity and professionalism. And sometimes it shows in the way you upkeep your social media outlet like Instagram. Yeah. Because how can a brand or a designer trust you with their product, or even to do this if you can't even upkeep or have time management on your own social media? Clearly place, hey, this is where you can contact me, or clearly place, this is my website. You know, they want to see those things. And I think you should definitely take heed to that and make steps to make sure things look clean and direct, you know, not confusing, because you wouldn't make a purchase of a product that does not have clear expressed instructions.
Right.
And that's what people want.
Yeah, they want everything to be simple and easy to contact and easy to go forward with. Make sure if you guys have any questions that you place it down to below. We will be answering them. YouTube, Twitter, Periscope.
Yes, Periscope. You guys don't pop up with as many questions. So I think I want to touch on a little bit, you know, that, you know, once you dive down and really get into your niche, you're in the habit of hashtagging appropriately, putting clear, concise information on the internet. Even if you do affiliate marketing, you know, you're clear to what happens when people click those links and how it works. If you have a sponsor, you're telling the public, hey, I'm sponsored by this person, and you're clearly and professionally influencing people regarding that brand. You're not giving that brand a bad name. And I think that you would sufficiently make an income. And you don't need 100,000 followers or 1 million followers for this. It will come along the way, but be consistent. Place things, you know, post in a timely fashion. You know, if you have to use a
content calendar?
Yeah, content calendar, or something like Hootsuite, which times your posts throughout the course of the day. Have fun, but be consistent. Have fun, but know that at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, sometimes people are not looking at their social media, and your image or post may go dead.
Right.
You know, do your homework on what is trending, the times of day that are trending, hashtags and keywords that are trending. You know, this shows designers, this shows photographers, this shows companies that may sponsor you, even affiliate companies, that you're responsible, that you're professional, and that you're going to move forward and be an actual ambassador and support the brand professionally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that's pretty much what, like, basically what, like, a model is. They're showcasing and they're promoting the company in a manner. They're showing how the clothes fit, how the makeup looks on someone's skin, how the earrings look on their body. It's just different things. And with Instagram, you're using this platform to help you out in a more direct way. So I think that this is actually a really, really good opportunity to take advantage as we, you know, continue to move forward. You can even do photo shoots and make an online store with the photos that you're going to take these shoots with. My recommendation is use photos that have not been posted online.
Right.
And then you can make an income off of that. Like, that is another way of, you know, making sure that you get a little dollar in between the times that you're showcasing it, because, you know, you will build a following and you will have fans who will love your work and want to support you and want to have just a, you know, a little memorabilia of who you are. And a great way to doing that is to have specific shoots designated for items that you could just sell on a small online store website.
Absolutely. And that will help you create your own brand. Even if you're the brand ambassador for something else, or you want to become your own brand ambassador and sell your own brand, you can develop your own online store, even through Instagram, with your following, but you still have to have a level of professionalism or people won't trust you. You know what I'm saying? And if you have, because don't forget, if you use images that somebody else has already taken or used, first of all, it's a copy and paste away from being searched on the entire internet.
Plus, you must have, when you're setting up this shoot, if you're going to do it with a photographer, you have to be very clear and concise what you're using the photos for. If you're doing an at-home shoot and you're using your camera or your phone, you don't have to contact anybody, but you cannot do a photo shoot with a photographer and not tell him that you're going to use these images to sell on a website, because then he can sue you. You have to be very, very careful. You guys listening to me? Very careful, because they're the owners of the images. So make sure that when you are setting up that shoot, that you have that clear conversation or have contracts before anything is done.
And know your stuff. Like we keep telling you about everything that we talk about is do your homework.
Yep.
Because sometimes they will try to scare you even if you're not using their images. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And say, oh, you're using my images. No, no, I'm not.
Right.
Know what you're talking about. Know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you're going to be more successful. It's going to show your level of professionalism and dedication to your craft.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely is. I can't tell you how many people I see on the internet. I'm a model, but they got dirty baby Pampers in the picture. Love you. There's nothing wrong with having children. However, unless it is a Pampers or Huggies commercial and how well it holds the duty, it shouldn't be in there.
Right.
And people are looking at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be professional. That's just the use of an example to show be professional.
Right.
Be clear. Do your homework. Know what you're talking about.
And if you don't want to have all this stress, that's what managers are for.
Right.
That's what you hire managers for. They do all this crazy work for you so you don't have that headache. That's why you pay all that upfront money. Right. Be like, here's the mess
right.
that I need you to fix or handle or organize to get it together.
And ask questions so you can learn for yourself. You know, as a manager for Kat's Castings, I teach a lot of my clients how to be their own brand, how to be their own manager at some level. Because you may work with me for a long period of time, but there may be a point in time where you may flourish and go out on your own. Yeah. And I want you to be able to have the key know-hows on how to do this, you know, and this is why we do consultations with people. Right. Some people know, some people don't. Right. You know, some people need a manager for a period of time and some people don't. Yeah. But don't be afraid to ask those questions. There are no dumb questions.
Yeah.
None of them are dumb. We love all of our clients, even if they need a consultation on certain things. You know, we'll get to it and make sure you know what you're doing before you get out there. We want you to make the money. We want you to become the influencer that you want to be or the brand that you want and desire, you know, but it's all up to you in your consistency. And that's what we want to encourage you to do here at Kat's Castings.
Definitely. I think we got another comment.
Let's see.
Over there. One day we're going to have a studio so we don't have all of this craziness.
I'm Shasadai. She said facts, dirty bedrooms, and backgrounds. Yeah, dirty bedrooms and backgrounds is not a cool setup.
Let me explain. Sometimes I've received submissions from models and the pictures are not clear. The backgrounds are very dirty. And I am very specific on what you need to do when you're sending me a photo. Have a clear background. I don't want anything. Even this, all of this stuff here in the background, if you're sending me a submission photo, I don't want it.
It's a no-no.
I want a blank wall. If you have a blank wall and you're in front of it, that is what I prefer. It's easier for me to manage or see how you know the angles with light. What happens is when there's all this stuff back here, the light either bounces off of it or absorbs it and adds more difficulty to what can have been a natural shoot. Right. That I can just look at and be like, okay, people are going to want to work with this person.
People stop, you know, what people don't realize, instead of focusing on us, they're trying to figure out what this thing is right back here. Yeah. You're trying to figure that out.
It's an exercise machine.
It's an exercise machine. You know, we could have used my podcast corner, but we both can't fit there.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We're figuring it out. We're just trying to get out the information that you guys absolutely need because, you know, it's important. This digital era is coming up, and, you know, we're working on some new things.
It's here.
Well, for the fashion industry, it's not there yet. We're trying to pull y'all in.
That's right.
We're trying to pull y'all
you to
in.
get ahead of the game. Get ahead of the game, because there's people out there just having fun, didn't even know they were models, and just because they were out there having fun and taking your example from your professional images, they're having a good time out there creating their own fashion shows, creating their own runways, creating their own print sessions with their families. You know what I'm saying? And they're having a good time doing it. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook. You know, there are so many platforms.
If you guys want me to talk about TikTok next time, just place a comment down below. Yes, talk about TikTok. How do I transition from modeling on TikTok? I have so much information on there. Trust me. It never ends on that note. But yeah, definitely make sure you place those comments down below, and we'll definitely get on that.
Yeah, we'll respond right back to you guys. So let's do a rundown on some of the things we talked about today as far as Instagram goes.
We literally talked about everything.
We did.
I don't even know how to begin to explain to you guys. So one of the things is making sure that your profile is public, making sure you find your niche, you being you, clear photos, post consistently, tag agents and scouts, make sure you work on your hashtags. Your hashtags are so important. Like, if you're a hashtag queen or king, it's gold. It's market gold. Become an affiliate, sell your photos, even become a brand ambassador, and open an online store. So these are amazing tips that you guys can all use to build your career, your modeling career on Instagram. You can actually use this information not just for modeling, but for other things too. Like even if you're a designer, or if you're just a business owner, you can actually use this for your own benefit. But definitely do it. Get yourself organized, post your photos, make sure your profile is public, and please stay close. I am working on what's called a digital fashion week, or a digital go see week. And I want you guys to be a part of it. If you guys have questions about that, you know where you can email me at Katherin@katscastings.com. And, you know, we're getting this ball rolling.
Absolutely. So just to reiterate what Kat said, you know, keep your profile public, be professional, be clear and concise in your bio, and still have a good time. Niche down. Have a good time. Remember, that's going to be after everything. You don't need 100K followers, but you should be making sure that you're being consistent in your posts. So a calendar to make sure you're posting consistently. Do your homework and research to make sure that you're using the trending keywords and hashtags in your posts and in your bio. Ways to becoming an affiliate is by being consistent, telling them exactly how you feel, the pros and cons, you know, using their products and tagging them in it. And this is how you will begin to build your brand or become a brand ambassador for somebody else. So Instagram has the door open for many things that you can do. And Kat's Castings wants to help you do that.
Yep.
So don't forget to email Kat, because we have our digital go see coming up. Katherin@katscastings.com.
Oh, and if you want a consultation,
please contact me, Jasmine@katscastings.com. Don't hesitate to inbox us. And if you know somebody that could use some of this information, please send them our email, send them our inbox.
Forward this, share it.
Right.
You know, let them know about the live. We have it every Thursday night at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York City.
That's right. And if there's anything you want us to elaborate more or do a video on, hit those comments below. Make sure you guys activate the notifications so you know when we go live every single Thursday. And Kat and I, we probably about to get out of here.
Yep, definitely are. I thank you so much for listening and watching. So guys, just make sure that you guys stay tuned. If you have any ideas and questions and anything, you know what to do. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week.
All right. Bye y'all.
Bye.